In this video we will talk about HTML basics. Now everyone knows HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's not a programming language, it's a hypertext markup language. And HTML provides structure to the content that is appearing on a web page or website, such as text, videos or images. The most important thing in HTML are the tags. There are a lot of tags, different tags for different things. Tags in HTML can be defined as means of instructing the program for modeling the web page. Means that we can change the font size, color, background of the body, and images, size of images, and different type of things. Tags, usually we have an opening tag and a closing tag. Some of the tags are single, that is, it has only the opening, there are no closing tags. Here in this case, when you have an opening tag, you have a closing tag, and between that you have your content. Okay, the HTML structure, we will talk about this one later. Now, as it is said here that HTML operates as a plain text file, means that we can simply code HTML in a notepad in a text file without any problem. But there are some very good editors that we can use. In this case I will be using Visual Studio Code. This is an IntelliSense editor, meaning that once you start coding you will be getting help with every statement you start, with any keyword that you try to type. Okay, when you start this HTML, let us delete these files. Okay, once you install this Visual Studio Code, you will have to install. It's not necessary that you do install, but you have a choice which makes things easier, which is the live server, meaning that the moment you type here and save it, you go to the HTML or the web browser, you will see that your file is updated with the new values. So this one is already installed here, but you can just look for live server and install that. So we will come back here. Now to start with, once you start this one, you will get different options to open a folder. If you don't see it, we can still do it from here. You go to File, Open Folder, and like for this case I will just create one new folder here. It's going to ask you that do you trust the authors of the files in this folder? We say yes. Okay, now here we have our folder. Now this is the point we are going to start. For a new file we will click new. Now Visual Studio Code actually recognizes which type of file is there, so that you will get some help while coding the details. Like for example, let's say I start with HTML. You can see at the moment I type HTML, I see this icon here which is for HTML. Now let's say I type CSS. You can see the icon changes. Similarly, if it is C, if it is C++, or if it is Python, or if it is JavaScript, so you need to type the extension. That is a must. Never forget to type the extension of the file. Now here is our 1.html. Now to make things easier, what you can do, you can type the exclamation mark, that is Shift 1, and then you press the tab key. The moment you do that, you will get the basic structure of your HTML file. Now to see this file running in the browser, you just need to come and click here, this which says go live. So I will click this and it's going to open one tab in the Chrome browser, and we will see what it prints there. Now this is our file. But here we cannot see anything because we do not have anything between the body tag. So whatever that is present between the body tag, that is only going to display on the web page. Okay, we start from here. The first thing that we see is the tag doc type, which is HTML. So we are just trying to tell the browser that the document that is coming after this, it's HTML type of document. Now, as it is said here that it must be the first line of code in your HTML document, which tells the browser what type of document to expect. The next one, we have the HTML tag. This is our doc type HTML. The next one is HTML. Now always remember, whenever we are trying to code here, one thing we should have in mind, that it's a good habit of making indentation something like this, so that you know that HTML, we have the starting HTML and the closing HTML tag also. Similarly, we have the opening head tag and the closing head tag, and the opening body tag and the closing body tag. So you can indent it like this. In this way you will not miss the closing tag of the HTML. Now the second tag was the HTML. To create HTML structure and content, we must add opening and closing HTML tags after the doc tag. Now the next one is the head tag. In the head tag, we have information about the page itself, and metadata is information about the page that isn't displayed directly on the web page. So anything that you see here is not displayed. It's just telling the browser what detail is there. We will not go into this detail at the moment, but here we have one option, which is the title. Here it says document. Now if we look here, you can see that the title of the tab is document. So I can change this. And now I have not saved this document yet, so you can see it is like this. Let us show you how this is done. Now here we have this document. Here you can see still it shows the document title, because I did not save this document yet. So now I'm going to save this one with pressing Ctrl S, and you can have a look here what happens immediately. You can see it refreshes and updates the HTML5. So we don't have to go and click the refresh button here. So the moment you save here, it will be displayed here immediately. Okay, now here we'll talk about the body tag. Content inside the opening and closing body tags can be displayed to the screen. Only the content that is inside the body tag will be displayed. Okay, we will start with just one of the basic tags which is not used anymore, but we are going to use it. This is pure HTML tag. Now what this does, it's going to change the background color of the page to green. You can see here it is green. So if we change this to red and save it, this is going to be red. Okay, we'll go to the next part, which is the formatting. Okay, in the formatting we will see at the headings. Now there are some predefined tags which are H1, H2, H3 and it goes up to H6. So the heading tags are only from H1 to H6. I will just copy this and paste it here. We will make this one as white. So we have the opening tag H1, we have the closing tag H1 with the slash sign. The closing tag is always with the // Now we'll see how this looks like in our document. You can see. So the largest tag is our h1, and then we have h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. This is the original size of our values. Okay, now we are in the text formatting. The first tag that we will look at is the paragraph tag. So let's see what this does. You can see here it only displays this is a paragraph, not more than that. Now let us see. We will copy and paste something more and see the difference. I have the opening paragraph tag and the closing. Now I have put everything in one line at the moment. You can see here everything is in one line. Now let's say I want this to be displayed something like this. Right? I save this document and come back here and see it's still in one line. Now why this is happening? Because HTML does not recognize spaces or new line characters just like that. So to have the paragraph displayed like this, exactly like this, what I can do, okay, before this, if it is displayed like this, let's say, now when I increase the size, you can see it is automatically inside the browser. Or let's say I change the browser size, you can see it arranges inside the browser. This is good when you're trying to create a website that is going to work on a mobile or desktop. In that case, these type of paragraphs can be good. It's going to adjust according to the size of the window. But let's say we don't want it like this. We want this to be displayed this way. We have one more tag, and this is a single tag. It doesn't have any closing tag. BR means break. So it means when the line reaches here, the sentence reaches here, it's going to break from here and start the next line. You can see here it displays like this. Okay, one more thing about the paragraph tag. Let's say we copy this one and we paste it here. I will save this, and this is how the paragraph displays. Now let's see. I will add one more paragraph to it like this and save it. Now here you can see that the first paragraph and the second paragraph, they have a space, space of one line between them. This is because of the paragraph tag. You can see here I did not put any extra spaces or anything. I have just put two statements with the paragraph tags. So whenever you use the paragraph, it will automatically insert a new line also and a space of one line. So this is one more thing that the paragraph will do. Now having extra spaces, okay, let us see. Okay, let's say I want this to be displayed something like this with extra space here. Okay, I have saved this one. Now let's see how it's displayed here. You see here there are no extra spaces, just one space is accepted, the others are not. So there are no extra spaces here. Now what should we do to handle this? We have something here for extra space. This is called non-breaking space, that is ampersand nbsp. So if I need one space, I will paste this one once. If I need more than one, now one space is already there. Okay, I save this. You can see I have some extra spaces now. So this way you can have extra spaces in your document. Okay, then we have bold, italic, underline and highlight. Now there are two ways to make the text bold. One you can use strong and the other one you can use the B tag. Let's see. Okay. Now let's see how these both displayed. Okay, let us make a new line also. You can see here it is in bold. Let us display one without. You can see the difference. It shows here. This is a normal text while this is bold. This one using the strong keyword while this one using the bold tag. Then we have the italics, and we can use the EM, that is emphasize, or the italic tag. Here you can see both of them are exactly the same but different tags. Then we have the underline, and for the underline we are using only the U tag. Here we have underline text, and the last one is you can see here you can get a highlight, background highlight, by using the mark tag. Okay, now we will look at the tags for subscript, superscript and strikethrough. So let us start with the strike. Here you can see you have a line through the text, so this is called strike. Okay, the next one is subscript. Now this one you can understand this from the example of Microsoft Word. Suppose I want to write H2O. Now this 2 should not be of this size. This has to be smaller and shifted below the H, right? So here we have the option in Microsoft Word as subscript. You can see it displays like this. So this is the exact same thing that is happening here. You can see here we have H, and then for 2, before 2 we have sub, that is subscript, and 2 is in fact enclosed in the opening and closing tags of sub, and then you have O. So let us save this and see. You can see this is how it displays. So this is called sub for subscript. Then we have the super, sup for superscript. You can see here we have 2 as the superscript. So this is how you can use the subscript and superscript tags. Okay, the next thing that we will look at is the tag big and small. So let's see how this works. You can see here this is the normal text, while this one is a little bigger in size. So we can try one more experiment here. Now you can have a look at this. This is the normal text, and here we have used the big tag once, while here I have used twice, here I have used it thrice, and here I have used it 4 times. So you can see how the text gets larger and larger as we use the tag big here. So this is how you can use the big tag. Now we will try to use the small. Now I'm going to take the same one. I will save this one and have a look. Okay, now see, this is the last one, and then this is the next small one. Now what happened here? This small one has been applied to the normal text, while the size of the normal text is usually 3. So this one has been applied to the size of the normal text. Whatever the size of this one was, it has been reduced one size smaller as compared to this one. Now I have used the small tag twice. So you can see here it is still smaller. It is actually like this. You can see this one is very small, right? So this is how you can use the big and small tags. Okay, now we will see how to use the tag font. Okay, in this tag we are just going to use the font face attribute, the color attribute, and the size attribute. These are the three of them. So I will just copy this. Okay, now here we have, this is the complete syntax for this one. We have the font tag. Now we have different attributes here: face, color, and size. The face is responsible for the name of the font, which font you are trying to use. You have to write the complete name with the correct spelling here. Then the second one is the color. You can have some basic colors here. And then the size. The size goes from 1 to 7. Let us just have a look here. Okay, like here the default size is 3 and the size can go up to 7, from 1 to 7, right? So if we type something which is bigger than 7, it will not affect the font. So let us just save this and see how this one displays. So here you can see we have red font, green and bluish or cyan type of color. So this is how it works. Now let us just have a look at the size. Okay, now we have set the size from 1 to 7 for all these. So this is how it looks like. This is actually, I have zoomed in, so this is the original size. So to make it visible, this is size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this one as 8. Now if you look at size 7 and 8, both of them are the same size. You can see here. So the maximum size is 7 if we are using the font tag. Okay, so 7, 8, 9 are the same size. So this is the complete syntax for the font. You can change the font name, you can change the color, and you can change the size. Okay, one thing that we missed before, this part is called your tag, while these ones are your attributes. The face, color and size are attributes, while when we say equal and then we put something here, this is known as the value of that attribute. So the value of face here is Arial, the value of color here is red, while the value of size here is 2. So these are the two different things that we have here, three different things in fact. We have the tag, we have the attribute, and we have the value. So this happens for all the different tags. Like here we have the body tag, we have the attribute as bg color, while the value is white. Text alignment is used to align text, and this is a simple syntax for the text alignment. And this is how it looks like. This is center, this is left, this is justify, and this is right. the simple syntax is that we write this alignment in a paragraph, and the attribute is align, while the values are center, left, right, and justify. So this is a simple syntax to align your text. You can also align images or some other items or objects using the align attribute under paragraph. Now we will look at list, and there are two types of lists here. One of them is called unordered list, while the other one is called ordered list. Unordered list is similar to bullets in Microsoft Word, while the ordered list is similar to numbering in Microsoft Word. So we will copy this. Once again, as I mentioned before, that the indentation is very important here, so that you know what is happening. Now the tag here is UL, the first tag, which is unordered list. We have the opening tag and the closing tag. Between those tags we have another tag, that is the LI tag, which means the list item tag. Again you have the opening and the closing. So under this one you are going to write all the different items that you want to display as bullets. So here we have 3 items that we are displaying as bullets. Let's see. So this is our list. Simple as that. Okay, next one is our ordered list. We can paste this one also on top of this. Okay, the second one we will display the ordered list. Again it's similar. Now the tag here is OL instead of UL. UL is for unordered list, while OL is for ordered list, while the rest of the syntax is same. You have list item, opening and closing, and this way you put it. Let's just have a look at it, how it displays. Now here we have your unordered list and here ordered list. So you can see here you have numbers, while here you have bullets. Okay, now we will look at 2 simple examples here. We will just save and have a look. So this is one way of doing it. Now here is the syntax. I have the heading as H4, the color is green, while this is the heading. Now I have used the div tag here. I have made, now this part of the code applies to everything after this because I have closed it here, right? The bold and the font, in fact font also, font starts here and ends here. So it means whatever I have applied here, color red should be for everything that comes after this, because all this is between this font tag and this tag, right? So when you look here you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them are red. Okay, but after that this list item, I have changed the color of this list item to red, blue, green and cyan, right? So it means this part of the code overrides this part of the code. This was red but this is blue, so blue overrides this red. So that's why we can see the word blue is displayed in blue, the word green is displayed in green, and like that. But the list item, the numbers that we see, they're all in red because we did not change the color for the list items here. You can see all the numbering is in red color while all the others are different. So I can come here and let's say instead of red I say black. You can see the numberings are in black color now. So this is one example. Then the second one, I will just save it and then see what it does. Now you can see here we have the number and the item, both of them in the same color. Okay, how is this done? We start from here. Font color is green. List of colors, it means this will be in green, right? And with the H4 heading. While the order list here, what we have done, we started with the font and the list item comes later. It means this font tag is applied to this complete line, while this one is for this complete line. You can see the starting tag and the closing, the opening tag and the closing tag for all of them, and the list item is between that. So it means this one also becomes red and the item also becomes red, the number also becomes red, blue and like that. You can see here. So you can see the difference between both the examples. Okay, now we will look at the table tag. HTML tables can be created by using the table tag, and this tag has an opening tag and a closing tag, right? There are three more tags that are very important here. The first one, let's say, is the tr tag. Here we try to define the row, that how many rows are there in this table. Like you can see here, we start with the tr tag and end with the tr tag. Then the next tag that is important here is the td tag. That one is for table data. tr is for table row. So here we will define the data in our table, right? Then is the header tag. This one I will also show you why we need the header tag. First, let us just copy and paste this one in our code. We will indent this one also. Okay, this is our complete table. Let us save this and run this one. Okay, this is how our table looks like. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4 rows in the table. So you can see here we have 4 tr tags. Now here we have 2 columns, so we will start from here. This one can also be td. It's not necessary that you do put this one as th. You can see here again, still we have the same thing, but this one is not bold and a little difference in the size is also there. Now you can see fruit and vegetable. It is also centered, I think, right? So this is the difference. Okay, now let's have a look here. Here we have a table with the attribute border of 1. This is just the border here. We can have different some more values, but we are not going to cover that here now. Okay, now here this is our first row. In first row we try to define the header of our table, which is fruit and vegetable, right? So you can use the th tag just to make it bold so that it looks like a header. Then we have the second row. Now we have values, that is the table data under each column. So the first one comes under the first header, the second one comes under the second header. So like that we have second row, this is third row, and this is the fourth row. This one is the first row, so we are going to count this one as a row, even though it's just a header, but still it's a row. So we have 4 rows in our table. Okay, the rest of them are, we have the opening tag and we have the closing tag. We have the opening tag for the header, we have the opening tag for table, and the closing tags also. So this way you can create a table. Now if I remove this one, or I just put 0 here, you will see the table is there, but it's not visible. So we have to make this one as 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever value you want to put there. So this is how you can create the table. Okay, now we will do some changes in our table. Here we have only 2 columns and 4 rows. So let us try to add something more here. Okay, we will add one more column. We start with the header. Now we have added one more column here, right? Okay, let us remove this one and see. But the rest of these ones, they only have 2 values. So how does it look like? You can see here we have 3 columns, 4 rows, but the third column is empty. We did not add any values there, right? Like here we are going to add okay, we have added the third column also. So you can see here we have something like this, right? So you can add more columns, you can add more rows, depends on how you are trying to create the table. So this is how you can add more rows and columns. Now let us have a look at one more example. Here I have used color and alignment also. So I will remove this one. Okay, here is our table. The first part is the same. Again we have table row, the first row, and then here what I have done for the header, I have set the color and size for the right. So I have put these dots just to add some more space. I can use the other space character also, but that one takes too much space typing it here. So here I have just put dots so that all these are of the same size. Okay, now we have the font color red and the size as this. The second row I have aligned the second row, or I have centered the second row, third row, fourth row, all of them have been centered. So you can see here I have put the align attribute here. So let us save this and see how this one looks like. So you can see this table looks like something like this. Okay, and we can do one more thing, like let's say I change this one to left, this one center, and this one right. You can see. So this way you can do the alignment, you can add the color also to your table so it looks good. Okay, now we will see how to use the image tag. This is our complete image tag. Let us just copy this Okay, now the minimum details that you need to put here is just this, the image source. Okay, now you can have the complete link of the image source. That can be a website link, or you can also use your local folders where you have the details. So now in this folder I don't have any images, so I'm going to copy some images to this folder and then explain it how it works. Okay, now I have copied some files to this folder. You can see here. Now this means the local folder, wherever you have put your HTML file, it's going to open that folder, and whatever files you have there are going to be displayed. Like you can see here, I have all these images here where I have my HTML file. So this means the local folder where you have all the details. So from here you can select image like this. This is our complete syntax for the image, the minimum complete syntax that is required. So I will save this and we open our folder. You can see here the file is displayed. Now this is, the size is very big, so what we can do is try to make it small. So for that we are going to use the second attribute, or let's make this one as 200 and this one as 100. Now you can see we have our car in a smaller size, right? Now one more attribute we have here, that was the alt. Okay, what does this do? Let us put alt here. And let us say we put some file name that doesn't exist actually, right? So I have saved this one. Let us see what it shows here. You can see here no image found. So it means that when you're using the alt attribute, you're just going to type something here that if the image is not loaded for some reason, I mean you have put the wrong name or that it has been deleted or whatever the reason might be, so it displays this, right? So these are the three attributes, the three basic attributes that you can use with the image tag. Okay, one small thing that let me try to explain here. That is our aspect ratio. Now you can see here that you can see it doesn't look very nice. I mean the aspect ratio, maybe this is more or the height is more or the width is more, but it's not perfect. Let us try some another image here. Okay, let us see this one, or let us see this one. Okay, this is the original image. What I will try to do, okay, no, sorry, we have used the, I'm going to paste this one and remove all the other things so that it displays the original image and the second one with this. You can see this is the original one while this is the second one. So now what we want, when we try to reduce the size or increase the size, we need to have this image look like this, like the original image. It should not change its shape. So to do that, we have something here called aspect ratio. Now how do we calculate the aspect ratio? First thing we need to know is the size of that. Let us use this one. Now you can see the size has been distorted, right? So we don't want this. We want it bigger or smaller, but it should look like this. So what do we do? Here we have the small formula of calculating the aspect ratio. Now let's have a look what is the size of this. The size is 92 by 115. So here we can write 92 115. This one is the width while this is the height. Now how we calculate the aspect ratio? We will just do, let's say, height divided by we have some value here, right? So here we can say new width and new height. So the new width, let me say it's 150. So what should be the new height? What we are going to do, we will just simply equal, like what we have done here is we have divided this one by this one. So here what we have to do is just to multiply this value by our aspect ratio, right? It says 187. So the next one, if we have the width as 150, this one is supposed to be 187.5, so let us make it 188. Now we have saved this one and we will try to have a look. Now you can see this is the original image, this is the one that we have increased the size, but both of them, they look exactly the same, right? The proportions are both equal. So this is one way of calculating your aspect ratio. It is given here. You can have a look here also. Okay, the next thing, if you want to center the image, we can simply, or let us just copy this part. The closing tag needs to be here. We have the opening tag of paragraph here and the closing tag here, and the image is between these two tags, right? So we save this and check. So you can see the image has been centered. Okay, now we will look at the anchor tag. This is one of the most important tag in HTML, and which is used actually for navigating between websites from one page to another page or on the same page. Okay, the anchor tag is actually just A. This is the anchor tag. You have the opening tag and you have the closing tag also. In between we have some different attributes that we will look at now, how to work on it. Okay, here you can see we have the, now this is our anchor tag starting from A. The first attribute that we are using here, it is href, means reference, hyperlink. This is an hyperlink that we are going to use. So we are going to type the hyperlink and it should be complete. Now this is the h reference, while this is the text that will be displayed as a link, and this is our closing anchor tag. So let's see, you can see here we have this text as a link. Now once we click this one, it takes us to the website that we have put here, right? You can see the page loads. Now let us look at some other detail here. Now we have the target attribute. Now what does the target attribute do? You can see what happened here. When I clicked this one, it opened the page in the same tab, in the same window. I don't want that. I want, once I click this one, it should open in a new tab. So for that, what we have to do, we have to put here one more attribute, that is the target attribute, and if we put the blank value, it's going to open it in a separate tab. You can see here it opens in a separate tab, not the same one. Okay, now what does the title attribute do? Let's see. I have the target and here I will put the title. I'm just putting the link of the site. So let's come here. Now you can see once I bring the mouse cursor on top of this text, it shows me the title that I have put there. So this is what the title does. It's like a tool tip, in fact, the title attribute. Okay, now let's see. This is the basic of the anchor tag with the href. Now the first thing, it says link to another page. That is what we have done here. We have href, the attribute, then we put the link here, the text here, and then we close the tag, right? Hypertext reference. Href means hypertext reference. This is the example that we just did. Target attribute, we are using the blank one at the moment. We are not going to go through the parent, top and self, right? Title works like a tooltip. Okay, now the next thing, linking on the same page. Now what happens, what do you mean by linking on the same page? You must have seen a lot of websites that have links for the same page. Once you click somewhere, it takes you to some other point on the same page. So how that is done? So let us see. We will just copy this. Okay, now here what we are trying to do, that when we have this page here, I will have some text here and I can scroll this page and go down somewhere, so that if I want to come back to the same point, I can just click and come without scrolling that page, right? So this is what is the complete syntax. Let us just type something and then, okay, I've just added some horizontal lines here. HR is for the line. Okay, we will save this, and now you can see we have a lot of lines here. Now see, at the bottom we have this one which says go back. So once I click this one, it takes me to the home page on top. Now how this is done? First thing, we have the anchor tag with the ID attribute here. Okay, this is a specific attribute. Unique identifier means if you have ID, it should be unique. If I have another ID, it should be something else. It cannot be the same. So two IDs cannot be same. Suppose I have two IDs which are home. So once I click from here, it doesn't know which one to select from. So that is why it should be different. Now what we have done here, we start with the anchor tag, we have ID, and we name this one as something. This can be anything. Any text you want to put here, you can put it. And here is the text that is actually linked with this ID. Now this one, you can say this is the bookmark. In fact, this we are trying to define a bookmark where we are going to link some other text, right? So this is the first step. The first step is to have a bookmark. Now somewhere on the page you can have a link. Now this is again the hypertext reference you put there. So once I click this key, this text here, go back, it should take me back to the home page. Now to use that ID that I have defined here, home, it should be used like this with the hash sign and then the ID. Let's have a look again. This is our home page. We scroll down here, and when I click this, it takes me to the home page. So this is linking on the same page, right? Okay, we can open or display an image by clicking a text link by using the following code. I mean, this is the same thing again. Let us just okay, now here what is happening, let me just change the image here. Okay, I will use this one. Now what happens here, let us save this one and then see how it looks like. Now you can see here this is the text. This is just displaying that it's going to open an image. This is the real link to the image. So once I click this one, you can see here it opens the image, right? It is opening in a separate window because we have used the target as blank. Now what happened here? I have started with the paragraph tag just to put this in one line. I have the anchor tag href, and this is the link to the image, right? But I have put target as a blank, means opening this one on a separate tab, and this is the text that will have the link, right? And this is displaying after that. So even if I don't have this, it still doesn't make any difference, right? I have it something like this. You can see here it says image demo. When I click this, it's going to open it in a separate tab again, right? So this is how you can open an image in a different tab. Okay, there is one more thing here. We can use images also as a link, means you will have an image, but you can click that image so that it opens a different page or it opens something else. So let us just copy this one again and see. Okay, let us just save this one, and where is the image? Now this is how, okay, what is the problem here? Let us remove this one so that we have the original image without the settings, right? Now you can see, let me close these ones also. Now you can see it shows a link or a hand sign, meaning that this is a link. So when I click this, it's going to open this page here on in the same window, right? Let us just put the target here, right? No, I did not save it. Now you can see it opens in a separate window. Now what is happening here? First thing, we have the anchor tag. Here the anchor tag starts and here it ends, right? Now here is the reference, means if I click, now you can see here, let us put this one here, and let us remove this one also so that it makes it more clearer. You can see I have the simple image source. Now if you remember what we were doing before, this is our href, and we had a text here. Okay, it is something like this, right? Here it says click here, and now it opens that link. Now what we have done here, instead of writing this click here, we have used an image, right? You can see that complete text has been replaced by the image tag. So I'm just putting an image there in place of that text. All the other things are same. So when I come here, now it's an image, so it's open, it opens a new link, right? So this is how you can put an image so that once you click that image, it opens a link for you. Okay, now we will just have a look at the mail to option and the callable links. Okay, mail to option is usually used for opening the email client to send an email. Now I'm going to use this basic syntax of mail to. Save this, and here we have the send email. So once I click this one, it's going to open the email client that you have installed on your system, right? Whichever that is. This is the only thing it does. Here we have again the anchor tag with the href, and here you have the email address that is used to send the email. But this is the part that you should remember, mail to colon. This is the small thing that is responsible for opening the email client that you're using. And after that you have the text that you want to put here. This can be send email or contact us. You can see here it gives us to email@example.com that was written here. Okay, now this mail2 has a very detailed syntax. You can see here it has mail2 CC BCC. So I will copy this one. Put it here, save it, and okay, let us just, this is the complete detail that you can see it's showing here. Send your queries through mail. So now when I click this, see what happens. Now you can see here I have the to option also with 2 emails, CC option with 2 emails, BCC option with 2 emails. Then the subject also is there, learn computer science related technology, and the body is also there. So I've added everything here into this, right? You have the mail2, then you have the CC option, and then you have the BCC option here also. Then here you have subject, you have the body. So all these things you can put in one single email. So this is all ready made. I mean, once you click that, all these things are already there, and you just need to click the send button. That's it. These are known as the callable links. So I will once again just copy and paste this here, save it. You can see here once I click this, it's asking me to open to make a call. So if this page was opened from your mobile or smartphone, it would immediately open the calling app on your mobile. So that's the only thing here. Okay, we have the anchor tag again, then we have the h reference one again. Now the thing that you need to remember is this one, tel colon, tel colon, and then the correct number after that, right? It can be with dashes or without dashes, however it works, but you need to have the correct number with the country code and everything. And this is the link that displays there. So I can just write here, call us at, right? So this is about the callable links.